It's one of the things that people turn to when they have a prescription drug addiction, because it's a cheap alternative that sort of gives you that same kind of high. And what we've seen in some of the literature and the studies that we've reviewed is that when people develop a prescription drug addiction, they will turn to heroin because it's more available and it's cheaper, and it'll give them that very short-term high. Obviously, it's incredibly addictive, and it creates a catastrophic impact on the communities that it's in because of the gun violence that follows it, and it just creates a terrible environment for anybody to live in those communities.
24% of families are living below the federal income poverty level of $9,310, with many finding it difficult to provide for their families. 80% of school children in the city are eligible for federally subsidized meals. Hunger is a harsh reality for many Paterson children and adults. Over 20,000 children are at risk for chronic illness due to hunger. There is also a substantial amount of people who are homeless, estimated to be about 7,000, according to the Department of Housing and Urban Development.
But Governor Christie says Paterson, they're not getting more money from the state until the city is managed far better. The city of Paterson currently receives $21 million from the state. The city saw more than 100 shootings last year, maybe not so coincidentally, when it laid off 125 police officers.
Today we made an announcement, 17 arrests, 2 of them are fugitives, but a large-scale heroin ring operating in Paterson, supplying, not selling to the street level, but supplying the dealers, so that the dealers are able to supply people in northern New Jersey and actually in other states. This is a large-scale operation.
Paterson has a robust, diverse immigrant population, with waves of new immigrants entering each year. According to the American Community Survey, of the 132,000 residents that have lived within the county for more than at least 5 years, 60% speak English as a second language. 31% speak English less than very well. Some analysts argue that language barriers may be a large part of why there are such high illiteracy rates. The U.S. Census estimates that 50% of Paterson residents were non-readers or read below the 6th grade level. It was also noted that skill levels of high school graduates were low when compared to their counterparts in other parts of the state.
What you have is an attack on the education system of these 4 major formerly industrial cities, Paterson, Newark, Jersey City, and Camden, where these students are being seen as a source of income from Facebook, from Mark Zuckerberg, Bill and Melinda Gates, JP Morgan Chase.
The state of New Jersey clearly has its own problems. We are a microcosm of that larger problem. We have too many taxes, not enough jobs, we don't encourage urban growth, and yet we want to keep people locked into this mindset that clean up, straighten up because we say so. How are you going to get anything done that way? And when you're not clear, DCA, about issues only after we do it or after it has happened, then how do we expect to see some real reform? And then again, take a bit of your own advice. Straighten out the state of New Jersey.